Alô! Como vai? Estamos aqui mais uma semana para ler Homestuck. A história sem fim. Mentira, ela tem um fim. Ela só leva um certo tempo para chegar no fim, né? Mas enfim. Ai. Falando em fim, eu acho que hoje... Não, mentira, eu vou ser mais confiante. Eu tenho certeza de que hoje, se não cair a luz por conta de chuva, porque tá dando raio aqui. Mas enfim, se der tudo certo hoje, a gente termina o ato 4. Eu estou pleníssima de certeza que sim. Mas caso não, aí eu errei. Mas caso sim, aí eu acertei. Lembrando que a gente tava no final do ato 4, mas aí a gente foi psicado, né? A gente recebeu um psych. Ainda vai demorar um pouco. Mas vamos lá. Dave, get trolled by GC. GC é a Therese, né? Dave, what's it smell like? What? Your blood. Ah, verdade, porque ele tinha encontrado ele mesmo morto, só que de outra timeline, né? Fuck off. Dave, give it a little taste for me. Tell me what human blood tastes like. I've been so curious. You're the annoying blind one, aren't you? Yeah. Dave told me about you. God, too many Daves. It's like this big asshole and cool guy party. But someone forgot to invite all the cool guys. Man, I'm telling you, burns like that are unreal. Where do you even get a burn that's that sick? I bet you can't wait to be a useless piece of shit all day and fall down all these burns. No, you messed that up. Dave, is this you? Eu lembro disso. Ai, cara, os edits da Therese são péssimos, mas é tão péssimo que é bom. Did you try to draw shades on his face and miss? What's even the point? He's already wearing shades. It's so perfect. That is so you. This is moronic. Dave, tell me what your blood smells like, or I'll make another one. And I know this hurts your feelings. I don't know what it smells like or tastes like, but I sure as hell know that what it looks like. Like a fucking symphony on my retinas. Shit is beautiful, like a little vermilion picnic on my hands. Every day I open my eyes, I find poetry in even the simplest things. Just one of those little joys in life you take for granted, you know? This miracle's gift of vision. Dave, check it out! I figured it out! This has got to be you! Ah, esse aqui parece mais com Dave, hein? O Kid Chameleon. I could give myself a hernia trying to be as big a douche as that guy. I could try, but it would wind up like a motorcycle stunt gone horribly wrong. My broken body would flop and tumble around like a rag doll. Oh god, I can't breathe! And yet, as much as that guy's the tooliest dude I could ever hope to meet, he and I would still get along famously, cause we can both see. Filho da mãe. Just him and me, having a sea party, like a couple of eagle-eyed bros peeping shit up into the wee hours. Dave, can I come to your sea party? I guess, but you'll have to be careful not to stumble around bumping into all the gorgeous masterpieces hanging around everywhere. God's so beautiful to look at with my perfect eyesight. Can I lick the paintings? Yeah, that's fine. Jade, get trolled by AT. É o Tavros. Jade, hi. Is your robot nearby? where you can type because you're asleep. Oh, yes, it appears so. Okay, in that case, are you having a pleasant nap? I guess. I've been pretty busy here. I've had to stay asleep for a long time because John is supposed to wake up soon. But he just won't wake up. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be the one to wake him, but I don't know what to do. Huh? Oh, sorry. I was looking to see if I could see him be awake in the future, but I can't see in his dream or anything. Oh. Well, thanks for trying anyway. But you will wake up soon, it looks like. So maybe this means you have success. I hope so. Arigatou pelo abraço. Seja muito bem-vindo à live, Vimones. Como vai você? Tudo bones? What am I doing when I wake up? Oh goodness, there's so much going on and there's a lot of trouble that you are in. Oh no! But what it comes down to is that you don't have much time anyway. This is your last day before you make the rift. And then I can't see what happens after that anymore. Which is okay with me because, to be honest, seeing your whole big confusing future and past is kind of overwhelming. Yes, I know what you mean. Eu estou bem também, obrigado por perguntar. It's so complicated and I don't even know what I should be accomplishing. I think using these gadgets and things... WPP? Have a nice life, my good. É o quê? Thank you, Riel Games. Tirubão, muito obrigada pelo seu resub. WhatsApp. Ah, nossa, eu li o WhatsApp, eu fiquei, ué, ele mandou alguma coisa no WhatsApp? WhatsApp, e aí, Tirubão? I'm fine, thanks, and you? Cuidado com a falsa gringa. It's so complicated and I don't even know what I should be accomplishing. I think using these gadgets and things and my timeline advantages to play pranks on you. That sounds like it would be fun. But you guys never played pranks on me. You were always just kinda mean. Sorry. I think the idiotic thing about trolling is if you use it to troll people, I think you're just as likely to get trolled yourself, maybe even more badly. Which I think is what is going on here, just between you and me. Well, I know I haven't trolled you guys, or not yet. No, but you sort of are. My friend is going crazy, he wants to talk to you. He left you a message a long time ago on your timeline to talk to him when your robot blows up. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Does it really blow up or was that another trick? I don't know. I can see it blow up in your future. Not on screen. I mean, there are lots of explosions all the time anyway. Too many explosions. You could ask me in the future. Okay, I will ask. Okay, you said yes, it did blow up. And you talked to him. And then you said he was actually a pretty nice guy, which I thought was weird. Is he not a nice guy? Not really. Well, maybe he's just been through some tough times. Maybe we should give him the benefit of the doubt? For whatever it's worth, I think you're a pretty nice guy too. Okay, thank you. Also, you seem to be the only one who ever thinks to talk to me while I'm asleep. Why is that? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Because you have a robot to let you say things that happen on Prospect, and I'm curious because the only time I ever had fun playing this game was when I was asleep. But now our dream selves are dead. Oh no! Dream selves can die! Yeah, I never knew that, or even thought about it. I guess it makes sense though. Yeah, so enjoy your nap while it lasts. Bye. Hello, Lu, como vai? Hoje, gente, eu tive um tempinho de sobra e daí eu resolvi terminar de jogar o Mori. Tava jogando por fora, assim. Eu fiz o final bom, o good ending. Foi bem emocionante, eu gostei. É uma história muito boa, vale a pena. Você está mais ou menos e acha que precisava curtir um pouco. É bom dar uma saída, você sabe pra onde ir? Ou, tipo, você sabe algum lugar que você possa passear de bobeira? Ver gente. Eu não. Eu não gosto muito de ver gente, mas até eu fico com vontade de ver gente se eu fico muito tempo trancada. Isso é normal. Shopping. Ah lá, viu? Você tem um shopping. Então marque de ir no shopping. O Tavros de Prospect. Ele sonhando quando ele tava vivo no sonho. Que? Rose, get trolled by GA. A Rose toda vidita aqui, né? Fodona. Queria alguém pra ir junto? Não tem ninguém que possa ir junto com você? Se eu não encontrar ninguém, vou sozinho ou não? Vai sozinho mesmo, não tem problema não. Se eu for seguro e você quiser ir, só vai. Esses dias eu saí sozinha, foi mó de boa. Eu fiquei preocupada também, mas, tipo, foi mó de boa. Foi legal, eu me senti bem. Uma amiga minha, mas a gente não tem muito contato porque ela quase não entra no Whats. Ela não entra em outras redes sociais. Vou continuar a ler aqui. Hello again. Are we friends yet at this point in time? I would speculate that if we are not by now, then it is probably not to be. Pardon? Furthermore, which Rose have you chosen to be this time? The stupid Rose or the smart Rose? I'm a little busy. It sounds like you are attempting to be the smart Rose this time. Please take note of the subtle scorn underlying the selection of the word attempting. Smart Rose should get a kick out of that. Smart Rose is all about subtle scorn, isn't she? That sounds about right. Whereas Dumb Rose doesn't capitalize letters even when discussing the proper names of human monsters in Earth cinema. I think you should establish a greater commitment to a single role-playing scenario. Honestly, I was looking forward to playing along and reading your Dumb Rose script for our next conversation, but it turned out there was a perfectly logical explanation for it all. Imagine my disappointment, while I imagine yours once you finally catch on. I certainly don't understand anything. What are you talking about? I'd love to explain in detail and cause some sort of time paradox. But you see, and this revelation may be as startling as any, I'm a little busy. I believe I understand. It was I who did something to provoke your scorn in a previous conversation, one which I have not had yet. Yes, that is definitely a conclusion you have just now drawn. The only thing left to do is write out the next several conversations while you maintain that understanding, and while I maintain the chilly facade you have grown to so enjoy from Smart Rose. Which shouldn't be too difficult because, have I mentioned, I'm busy. Goodbye. Fine. Good evening, Matheus. Eu estou fine. E você? Como você está? Como você are? Dave, keep getting trolled by GC. Caraca, Dave congelou o cara, literalmente. Dave, I finally got it. Oh hell, I finally figured it out. Once and for all. This is you. Back to the Future? Ah, não. Tá, esse foi ridículo, Teresa. Isso não tem nada a ver. Nossa, um pinball de Back to the Future. Seria muito legal ter um desses. Eu não tenho nem espaço pra isso, mas enfim. Fine too? Nice. Okay, that's pretty amazing. Oh god, it is so perfect. Just a cute dude and his bro right there, adventuring through time and playing pinball in bro heaven together. Tell me that isn't so fucking perfect. Hey, speaking of which, where's my bro anyway? Haven't seen him at all since I got here. Dave Sprite doesn't know. You can see everything that goes on, right? Or like smell it or whatever. How does that even work? How do you use a computer and know what's going on? It doesn't make sense. My face doesn't make sense. Dave, your face doesn't make... Damn it. Ha 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 ha. But actually, your face does make sense. To my nose. And my tongue. Ew. I'm sorry, Dave, that you will never experience this sensory bouquet that I enjoy every day. That I ensconce myself in like a warm and comfy bathrobe made of flavor and melody. Oh, okay. So, the dumbest and most far-fetched explanation imaginable. Okay, got it. Anyway, I don't know where your bro is. As far as I can tell, you never see him again between now and the rift. Too bad he won't be around to bail you out again like he did when you entered. Man, don't remind me about that. So embarrassing. It's okay, I won't tell John about it. I know that's what you're worried about. Ok, cool. Speaking of which, tá aí um termo em inglês interessante porque não tem muito uso prático em português. Tem sim, é o aliás. Falando nisso, aliás, né? But look, you don't need to be upset about not having your bro to lean on anymore. Who's upset? About time the dude gave me a little space. Blah, okay, whatever you say, but that's not the point. The point is, I will help you instead, Dave. Is that cool? I guess. I know everything that's going to happen to you. I can tell you before it happens, so you can be ready and not have to go back in time and get killed all the time and stand on a toilet looking at your own blood for 10 minutes. Alright, so what's next? First you go through the gate, and when you go through, you will go to another place in your wild cherry lava land, and you will quickly meet some friendly crocodiles. They will try to eat you. But that is just their way of being friendly. You shouldn't be scared. Why would I be scared? Dave, please. You are crying like a little boy. It is happening right here in front of my nose. Your tears taste delicious. Kind of like something you wouldn't know about. A troll delicacy called cotton candy. We have cotton candy, dumbass. Oh. Falando no diabo, speaking of which... mas o speaking of which você não digitou completamente certo ali, né? Na verdade não é witch de bruxa. É aquele outro witch lá, sem o T. Speaking of which... Witch. Sem o T e com H em algum lugar, né? Que eu me lembre. Vamos ver um videozinho aqui, eu acho. Descend. O Dave vai descer. Caralho. Ah, o irmão dele tava no meteoro. Não é bruxa, não. Caralho! A escola que o Tanjiro fez, esse cara fez também. Só que ele cortou um meteoro. Arrachou o ovo, entrou no medium. E é isso aí. Aí a mãe da Rose, o pai do John, se preparando pra ir pra Skya. Aí o filho da mãe aí. Puta, velho. Esse cara vai dar muito trabalho ainda. Isso aí é só o começo. Ah, o John tá lá, né? Com os bebês. Os bebês clones paradoxais. A guerra tá rolando solta. As peças brancas e peças pretas se uniram pra acabar com o Jack. Mas ele pegou o cetro do rei da peça branca. E daí tá comandando os meteoros. Tem os códigos genéticos aí. O cara pegou. Não era pra ter pego, mas pegou. Aí criou o Backrow. É aí que criou o Backrow. A Jade dormindo, como sempre. Ela no mundo de Prospect, nos sonhos. Só que ela roubou também. Será que é agora que o... Ah, a rainha branca aí, ó. Será que é agora que o John vai acordar no mundo dos sonhos? Tá tendo bastante explosão. Nossa, tá acabando com o Prospect. Que merda, cara. Esse Jack é um filho da mãe. Ah, o Dave tá lá no medium dele. Ah, o Bro tá lutando contra o Jack no medium do Dave. Meu Deus do céu, do nada. Ok. Ok. Tá caindo em Skya, os pedaços de Prospect. Ah, o John dormindo, tá caindo em Skya. E a Jade tá indo salvar ele. Nossa, Skya lascou. Ela tentando acordar ele. Putz. Aí a Jade dos sonhos morreu. E daí a robô explodiu. O John finalmente acordou. Agora tá abrindo vários portais pra onde tá indo os meteoros com os bebês clones. E tá cada um indo pra época que tem que ir mesmo, pra não dar paradoxo. Dave passou pelo portal, a Rose passou pelo portal. E realmente tudo explodiu. É como tinham dito mesmo. Essa música foi do Toby Fox, galera. O Backroll. Olha, foi mais um ano. 13/4/2009 a 31/5/2010. Conseguimos mais um ano de Homestuck. Ainda estamos no ato 4, mas a gente tá no segundo ano da história dela ser publicada. Maneiro. Agora é o fim do ato 4. Olha. Ah, então não tava tão distante assim não, pô. Não tava mesmo. A gente desbloqueou aqui as tracks do ato 5, pelo visto. Olha, não foi nem meia hora de live pra eu desbloquear. Bônus. Ah, abriu no navegador. É a capa do CD com o nome das músicas e uns desenhos bonitos. Que lindo. Posso dar uma favoritada nisso aqui só. Fim do ato 4, pessoal. O que vocês estavam dizendo aqui? Bruce Willis se sacrificou para explodir um meteoro e o maluco na katana. A Zizibs sabe como seria um meteoro feito de bolachas? Meteórios. Cinematic mó épica. Pois é, agora eu entendi porque ela foi épica. Foi pra fechar ato e pra fechar ano. Sempre que fechava ano, o Andrew Russo fazia questão de fazer uma publicação bem maneirona. Bom, Então, com meia hora de live, nós terminamos o ato 4. Suburb Beta. Vamos ver se vai ter uma intermission. Cara. O quê? Ué, que porra é essa? Peraí, o que tá escrito aqui? Eu vou ter que ler isso. Rose, Egress. This is my final entry. My co-players and I have made every earnest attempt, with occasional relapse, to play this game the right way. I have been meticulous in documenting the process to help our peers and successors through the trials should we fail. In my hubris, I believed these classes were relegated to the earthbound, but in even this quaint supposition, I was in error. Our otherly antagonists have assured us of our inevitable failure repeatedly, while the gods whisper corroboration in my sleep. I believe them not. I believe them now. I just blew up my first gate. I'm not sure what I did, really. I am not playing by the rules anymore. I will fly around this candy-coated rock and comb the white sand until I find answers. No one can tell me our fate can't be repaired. We've come too far. I jumped out of the way of a burning fucking tree, for God's sake. I have used a spell to rip this walkthrough from Earth's decaying network and scaled it in one of the servers floating in the furthest ring. The gods may disperse the signal throughout the cosmos as they wish. Perhaps it will be of use to past or future species who, like us, have been ensnared by Skya's malevolent tendrils. In case it wasn't clear, magic is real. Pardon my egress. You are on your own now. É isso. Rose disse beijo, me liga, tchau e benção. E foi embora. Hours in the future. Uma parada bem despretensiosa vai evoluindo e virando uma série épica, maneiraço. Exatamente, começou como uma super bobeira e daí virou uma super bobeira com fandom. E é isso, essa é a história de Homestuck. The war-weary calls another broken planet home. Another cloth his garb. Land and rags fit for the wayward. A villain becomes a vagabond. The recent past is recalled. Ah, aquele era o vagabond, só que recém-vagabundeado. Ele ainda não é o vagabond que a gente conhece. Obrigada, Polar. Como está você? Aqui na história tá todo mundo morrendo. An accursed mascot is located among fallen brethren, its visage reviled. A rag of souls drift from the heavens, its owner a mystery. A Jade tá mortinha. A boy finds a dead friend, her ring recovered. Nessa história aqui, ao contrário de outras histórias, os protagonistas morrem o tempo todo. Ele tá vendo nas nuvens algo que aconteceu ou que vai acontecer. The boy sees himself in a cloud, his destination revealed. Hours in the future. Aí ela também vai virar uma renegada. A mistress becomes a mendicant. The recent past is recalled. Ela matou aqui o bichinho. A communication device is borrowed. A rendezvous arranged. Ela é loucona. Ela conseguiu as coroas que ela tanto queria. The Slayer is summoned. The collateral presented. Ela realmente entregou o trato pra ele. Ela seguiu o trato e conseguiu o pacote. The draw is beckoned. The bargain honored. E daí ela entregou o pacote pro John, que era o que ela tinha que fazer. The boy finds the castle. His career's path crossed. Entregou e foi embora toda resignada. The mail is delivered. An obligation satisfied. The package is opened. Letters. Read. John! John! From what I heard tell, you've been through a bit of an adventure by the time you're reading this. That's so great. Ah, eu sei quem tá falando isso. Não é a Jade não, pô. É o avô dela, eu acho. John, from what I heard tell, you've been through a bit of an adventure by the time you're reading this. That's so great. I love adventure, and I would bet my bottom boonbuck you do too. I think we are birds of a feather, John. I am pretty eager to meet you. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned we are going to meet someday. I hear you like movies, is that right, John? I love movies too. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's? So friggin' hilarious. It's hard to talk to Jade about movies because she doesn't really know about movies, but I'm sure you know that. Boring. Haha. Just kidding. Jade, you know I love you and I think you're a blast. Okay, speaking of Jade, we spent quite a long time working on this present for you. It was a big team effort. Okay, I had to do quite a lot of arm twisting to get her to go along with helping me make such an oddball present for you, and so well in advance. And I had my arm sort of twisted myself to get this going in the first place. But then she came around to the idea because she can see the future. Pretty amazing if you ask me. It'll all be clear later. Gadzooks, with all this arm twisting, I've been getting a good workout. We should wrestle when we meet, John. I love to wrestle, but I don't get a chance to wrestle with anyone that much. Do you like to get into fisticuffs, John? Scrum and what now? Me too. Anyway, you should listen to Jade from here on out, John, because she sure seems to know what's best for you. Whatever your adventure throws at you, I'm sure she'll tell you you can handle it. She believes in you. There's another page to this letter. There is another letter from a different author. Dear John, happy birthday! Agora é a Jade. Even though it's super late and you probably went through a lot of trouble to get it, I really hope this present cheers you up. You looked so sad while you were reading my letter, which is to say, the one you are reading now. I can explain. You see, when I go to sleep, in my dreams, I wake up on the moon of a planet called Prospit. By now you must know about this place. I have lived there in my dreams most of my life, and I made so many friends there over the years. And you were there too, but you were asleep. The fact that you are awake now, I think, means all my friends are in trouble. You are awake because it is your job to help them. We will both help them. But, I know these things because while I was on the moon, whenever it passed through Skya, I could see lots of things in the clouds. Obrigado pela água, Kevin. Muito obrigada. The past, the future, stuff about our friends, and stuff about you. Now that you're awake, and apparently at the center of Skya, well, you should be able to see stuff in the clouds too. Maybe you already have. About this present. My pen pal helped me work on it. He included a letter too. He's really funny and silly. I like him a lot, and I think you would too. It took a long time between the two of us, and sure, the present looks like a fun and completely ridiculous thing to get, but it is also really important. You are getting it exactly when you need it most. Maybe that's hard to believe, but it's true. I saw it happen already. I don't see everything, John, and I definitely don't know everything that's going to happen. But when I do know something, I always try to do my best to help people in the future. When I'm supposed to, that is. You'll get the hang of it. John, I am really looking forward to seeing you when you wake up. It's been nice playing with my Prospician friends and all, but also kind of lonely knowing you were in the other tower sleeping and having lousy dreams.
I'm not sure where I am when you are reading this, but I'm sure I'll make it down to where you are soon. Geez, how did you get down there? Oh well, I'll find out. I can't wait to fly around the moon with you and show you all my favorite places. It'll be so much fun. Jade.
É uma pena, porque ela morreu em Prospect, então ela queria passear com ele na lua de Prospect, mas não vai ser possível. Eita, o Jack. A boy's grief is interrupted. His ring sought. Olha, nossa, o bichinho tá como? Tá preparado pra atacar. The toy has taken a new master. The tactician a misstep. Chuck. Hours in the future. Fala, ONU, tudo bom? Tava jogando o quê? Obrigada pelo carinho, ai que delícia. Hours in the future, o cara tá começando a virar renegado também, beleza. A regulator becomes a renegade. The recent past is recalled. A temple is fled and soon revisited. A nearby laboratory is also revisited. Its satellites dispatched. Dormindo uma sonequinha boa. Ainda dormindo uma sonequinha boa, porque ele está sonhando lá em Prospect. A sleeping boy is found, rumbling, ominous. Que tag é essa de paçoca? Ué, é a tag da verdade, pô. Os meteoros. E ele ainda dormindo. The lab is in flight. It exists inoperative. It exits inoperative. Another public servant makes a sacrifice. A citizen's safety secured. Ele deixou o John em segurança e deu o próprio skatezinho pro John ficar seguro. E eu acho que ele vai morrer. O carinha lá. Que mentira o quê? Apenas digo verdades aqui na live, poxa. Aí o Jack saiu correndo porque o bichinho tava todo preparado pra atacar ele. A tyrant is retreating. A battleship landing. John foi salvo pelo presente da Jade e do amigo da Jade. Cuscuz. O avô da Jade pegou ela ali. E os pais ficaram. Ué, por que eles ficaram? Ele tá chorando porque, né, ela morreu em Prospect. Mas ela, do mundo real, tá viva ainda. A grandfather mourns. A family tradition honored. A tradição de família deles é pegar o cadáver e transformar em boneco. Ai. A Jade fez a mesma coisa com a avó dela no mundo real. Cuscuz Supremacy. O ONU começou a mudar as cores do nome, tô vendo. A rainha da peça branca de Skya. A queen mourns. A kingdom bid farewell. Hours in the future. Her journey through the windswept must be walked alone. Her entourage bid farewell. A queen becomes a questant. And then years. É assim que eles começam, esses bichinhos do futuro pós-apocalíptico começam. E ela tava nessa nave de ovo aqui e tal, beleza. Isso aqui é de quando ela achou a nave. Aí ela colocou aqui. A key is employed. A command station repaired. Aí aqui já é o que a gente viu depois. Aí eles estão com as roupas tudo sujinhas já, porque já passou 400 anos. E tá tirando alguma coisa. Ah, o anel tava ali esse tempo todo, caralho. Beleza, então. o vagalumezinho tá surpreso, tipo... Ah, e o John tá vendo tudo isso nas nuvens, entendi. Então ele vai saber exatamente pra quem dá esse anel. There's another cloud. Tá usando as nuvens como ajuda. And inside, a dark laboratory unused for years. Subject da Jade. And inside, a fourth wall, pilfered from a bureaucrat's office and absconded with years ago. It isn't turned on, but if it was, this is almost certainly what we would see. Recap 2. Oh no. Sério? Sério? Vai ter uma super página de recap pra depois começar o ato 5? Meu Deus! Mas aqui vai ser menos recap do que da última vez, porque foi menos do que um ano de história. Vamos lá, gente. Aqui vai ser leitura pura. Esse aqui é o Andrew Husse, digitando o recap. Ele vai dar o anel, vai. Ei, não faz essa cara não, ele é uma criança. Não pode fazer essas brincadeiras com criança, não. Sossegue o coração. Vamos lá. Picking up from where we left off, I typed a really long recap, then some other stuff happened. GC, or Yellow's calibrator, helped John fly to the second gate, which took him to Rose's world, Lolar. He crashed into Rose's room, where he found her asleep. He snooped through her room, and Dave tricked him into giving him the code to duplicate Rose's writing journals. John opened the package Rose made for his birthday. It contained the bunny from Con Air, the same one John got from Dave, but older and dirtier, and modified with Rose's knitting. She'd had the bunny since she was very young. Eu também duvido, Matheus. John leaves Casey the salamander, Bubbles Viceroy von Salamancer, in the room. He briefly speaks with G.A. Grim Auxiliatrix from Rose's computer and pretends to be Rose. She believes he is, triggering a convoluted series of conversations between her and the real Rose in both the past and future in no particular order. G.A. gets help with her computer from T.A., Twin Armageddons, in time to see Rose at her computer having woken up. Mucho texto. Before she woke up, Dream Rose was awake on Durst's moon. She now had memories from her future self's doomed alternate reality. He flew to Dream Dave's tower and got his attention with a ball of yarn, causing real Dave to fall asleep. They had a dream dance party. Dream Rose threw Dream Call out the window. Rose rocked board caught Dream Call. AR followed the board and call to a transportalizer on Durst, which led to a meteor lab in the Vale. Meanwhile, on Lolar, Rose's mom defeated a huge monster. The pony, Maple Hoof, followed her and collected the grist windfall. Both mom and the pony then transported to the meteor lab. John's dad found a clean hat John had deposited into a parcel Pyxis. Dad followed Jade's grandpa, who was carrying John Sessaker's book, into some ruins. They both transported to the meteor lab too. Meanwhile, John used the grist collected by the pony to make a normal-sized version of a giant hammer, Fear No Anvil, which Dave Sprite gave him the code for. Dream Rose saw John on Dream Dave's computer and woke up. She went out to see him, but he had already blasted off. He took the mutant kitten, Vodka Mutiny, Dr. Meowgun Spangler, with him. Ah, Matheus, eu não vou poder recomeçar, né? Não posso, porque se eu recomeçar, nossa, vai causar um paradoxo no universo e no multiverso, e em todos os tristiversos. John found the ruins that Mom and the pony went into. He went in and killed some powerful monsters with his new hammer. He transported to the meteor lab as well. Mas sabe de uma coisa? Quando isso aqui for pro YouTube, você vai poder rever. Ou seja, você vai poder ver pela primeira vez o que você não viu pela primeira vez. Se é que isso faz sentido. É Homestuck, tudo que eu disser vai fazer sentido, mesmo que não faça. In the lab, he found no one except the pony. Some other stray items were on the floor. Dad's dirty hat, the Sessaker book, Dream Call. He found some apparatus used to genetically engineer foot soldiers and agents for the white and black armies from chess piece DNA. He also found a junior ectobiologist lab suit and a series of terminals much like those the exiles would find in the far future. He would use this apparatus to create paradox clones of himself, his friends, and their guardians. Meanwhile, AR surfed Bro's rocket board to a different meteor containing the Frog Temple that would later root itself near Jade's Island. Inside, he found the same time capsule she would find later. He also found some more lab equipment used to ectobiology. This equipment would soon be used to create Bacro, a mutated combination of the genes from an ordinary dog in the early 20th century and the DNA code in one of Rose's journals. AR hides in the lab when he hears one of Jack's henchmen, the draconian dignitary. DD is carrying Rose's duplicated journals, which he stole from Dave, and Dave's beta, which was used as a bookmark. He discards the beta into the time capsule. Millions of years later, from the capsule's perspective, Jade would retrieve that beta and use it to connect with Dave, allowing him to enter the median. Tudo acontece porque tem que acontecer, é isso. Cleo Pires, nunca vou te perdoar, porra. Ah não, perdi tudo nessa. Dave created journal duplicates after an extensive alchemy binge. Rose too had a similar alchemy session, and both kids upgraded their weapons and gear. Rose made a pair of needle wands, crossed with her grimoire, and took up the art of dark magic. She used this magic to burn her journal, thus destroying the genetic code. She was advised to do so by the gods of the furthest ring, whom she was now able to communicate with in her dreams. The gods live far beyond the veil and advise the children of the moon of theirs and serve as the counterpart to the role Skaya plays for the children of Prospect's moon. They deemed the code, which would inevitably be used to create Bacro, to be dangerous. Andrew era fã de Volta ao Futuro, tem muita viagem no tempo e paradoxos. Sim, dá pra chegar a essa conclusão mesmo. Vai ter bastante disso nessa história, sabe? Essa é a Satsuki. Que personagem é esse que você publicou aí? Ah, é a Caitlyn, do LoL. Ok, muito bom. Dave decided to destroy his copy too, but when he went back to his room, he discovered they were stolen. He also found his own dead body, which apparently was him from the very near future attempting to go back in time and stop the thief, DD. Dave decided not to attempt any more time travel and disposed of the body. GC discussed the matter with him and pledged to help him by telling him his future along the way, so that he would not have to face the death of more future selves, or suffer the sort of embarrassment he went through while entering the median. Aqui a gente chegou na primeira parte da live de hoje. Isso aqui aconteceu na primeira página aqui da live de hoje. A partir de agora, tudo que ele disser desse recap vai ser o que aconteceu nessa live. Viver de referências é um pouco perigoso. É complicado você ter que lembrar de tudo que você quer referenciar. Previously unseen, the way Dave entered the median was as follows. As the larger meteor was bearing down on his city, Dave climbed the radio tower on top of his building with his broken sword in hand to reach the nest built by the crow sprite. The sprite guarded the egg, which, unknown to Dave, simply needed time to hatch before he could enter. The sprite pecked his head and he fell. He was saved by Bro's rocket board. Meanwhile, Bro was on top of the meteor, riding it as it descended. He used his sword to chop it in half, splitting it into 2 pieces, diverting the initial impact from their building to 2 separate impact sites. He thus bought a little more time for the egg to hatch, which it did, just before their location was consumed by the blasts. Eu vi uma notícia sobre One Piece. Falou que é o mangá que os leitores mais dropam. O que faz sentido se você parar pra pensar. Agora, tipo, dropar pra ler de novo depois e dropar. Dropar? Tem uma diferença, né? On Prospect's moon, PM prepared to depart for the battlefield at the center of Skya to seek the king's counsel on what to do with the queen's ring. She was tailed by another of Noir's lackey, the courtier Droll. CD picked her pocket and stole the ring. PM departed via shuttle to Skya. Dream Jade then clobbered CD and recovered the ring. She tried it on, but its power has no effect on humans. Later, CD would travel to the battlefield and continue tailing PM. The battlefield is a planet at the center of Skya. It undergoes a transformation with each player that enters the median and each new prototyped kernel introduced. It starts as a simple tree. Como é que fala isso em inglês? As a simple 3x3 chessboard with 2 kings in perpetual stalemate, and expands to a larger board and more exotic collection of pieces with the first player entering. Then, it becomes a much larger cube with the second player, and then an even larger sphere, with oceans, trees, mountains, and pastures with the third. It presumably will transform again with the fourth. The armies of the Black and White Kingdoms do there. Soldiers are airlifted from meteor facilities in the Vale to supply the manpower. Enormous mutant chess-like monsters stalk the landscape. The 2 kings command their armies from the field. They each have a scepter that serves a similar purpose to the queen's rings. When activated, a scepter causes a king to be a giant and bear the properties of all the prototypings. A king is able to deactivate a scepter to hand it off to another so that they will not be affected in that way. When the Black King captures the White King's scepter, the reckoning begins. The reckoning sends all the meteors in the Vale towards Skya in stages. First the small ones, then gradually the bigger ones over a 24-hour period. Tô assistindo um isekai que o protagonista é quase um deus por causa dos poderes dele. Nossa, tem tantos isekais que podem ser, que se encaixam nessa sua descrição que eu não sei qual que pode ser. Overlord, tentei ver esse, mas parei logo na primeira. Tamo junto, Matheus. Tentei ver Overlord e não gostei, parei também. Dropei Bleach por um tempo. Eu dropei Bleach lá depois de bastante episódio. O anime que eu tô quase dropando é Bleach. O arco do Las Noches tá misturando filler e canon no mesmo episódio. Eita! Você já pensou em ler o mangá em vez de ver o anime? Talvez ler o mangá de Bleach seja uma experiência melhor, viu? A masmorra oculta que só eu posso entrar. Ah, isso é Dangaimachi? Bagulho assim? Eu nunca vi esse. Mas ele parece ser muito ecchi. Aí eu não sei se eu gostaria de ver. É do menino de cabelo branco, certo? E da menina que usa branco e tem uma fitinha azul que fica nos peitos dela, um bagulho assim. Tangaimachi. Acho que era isso o nome. Esse tem até dublado, né? Vou ler o mangá, acho. Acredito eu, tipo, o Shun poderia te dizer melhor. Ah não, se bem que o Shun maratonou anime, né? Quem é que tava lendo o mangá de Bleach esses dias? Acho que era o Luma. Eu não lembro agora. Tinha algum amigo meu que tava lendo o mangá de Bleach. Eu tava com vontade de ler também. Eu só esqueço. There was a war-weary villain on the battlefield who was a simple farmer and was tired of the conflict. WV united a band of soldiers from both armies to lead a rebellion against the Black King. Before they could attack the king, Jack Noir, now empowered by the Black Queen's ring, intercepted the coup. He destroyed the king's scepter and killed the king. Jack then killed the entire rebellion army, sparing only WV. Perhaps to leave a survivor to tell the story, or perhaps out of respect for a fellow mutineer. Only he knows. Meanwhile, PM met with the White King. He disabled his scepter and gave it to her along with his crown. PM now had the crowns of the White King and Queen, and the White Scepter, but discovered she had misplaced the White Queen's ring. Jack's muscle, the hegemonic brute, had been tailing the White King. HB then followed PM and attacked her. She dropped the scepter off a cliff. She would regroup and chop off HB's head with the Regisaur Jack gave her to kill the White Monarchs. CD, who had been tailing both of them, recovered the White Scepter and delivered it to Jack. Jack used it to initiate the reckoning, and would proceed to go on a more extensive rampage, devastating the battlefield and Prospect. Jack Noir, quase que ele previu o cara do The Boys. Jack Noir, Cat Noir, estamos unindo fandoms agora. Jack Noir, Cat Noir, toda uma mesma família. Uma família bem perigosa. Back in the Meteor Lab, John began the ectobiology session, which appeared to have been prepared for him in advance by the Guardians who had just been there. The 4 monitors were all locked onto the kids' guardians at certain points in time, each on the day of one of the kids' birth. On Jade's birthday, Nana was locked onto in John's neighborhood by the Betty Crocker factory. The meteor carrying baby Jade crashed into the factory and destroyed it. Her grandpa, the owner of that factory, would adopt her. John's dad witnessed it and would spend years investigating. On Dave's birthday, Grandpa was locked onto while he was on his yacht, pioneering the island for the first time. He was sailing with baby Jade. Overhead, there was the meteor carrying baby Dave, which would crash into Bro's favorite record shop. On Rose's birthday, Bro was locked onto as he stood over the crater where he would find baby Dave. He would give him a tiny pair of pointy shades. Overhead, there was a meteor carrying baby Rose, which would land in a lake and destroy it. Rose's mom would retrieve and adopt her. Months later, on John's birthday, Mom would bring Rose to John's neighborhood to investigate the destruction of Grandpa's factory and related stellar phenomena. The target was locked on her. Dad came out of the family joke shop to greet her, leaving Nana inside. The meteor carrying baby John destroyed the shop, killing Nana. Dad would adopt John, and Rose's mom disappeared. Dad retrieved her scarf and filled the clue away for his ongoing investigation. Isso aí aconteceu na live passada. Alfajor. Parece ser gostoso o alfajor. Se eu já tivesse jantado, eu aceitaria, mas eu ainda vou jantar, então é meio estranho comer doce antes de comer comida. Beleza, então. Desculpa, a gente tava resolvendo um negócio de trabalho aqui. Manda um elogio meu pro alfajor da tia. John attempted unwittingly to purify all four guardians, but since removing them from those moments would have caused a paradox, he instead paradoxified their ghost slime imprints. The slime was collected into two pairs of containers. One pair collected Nana and Grandpa's slime. The other pair collected Mom and Bro's. The device then created baby paradox clones of the four guardians. These babies would then later be sent back in time to become those guardians themselves. Once those four clones were created, another sequence activated. The two pairs of slime tubes emptied into vats below. The Nana/Grandpa slime mixed together, and separately, the Mom/Bro slime mixed together as well. An additional 4 paradox clones were created from those two slime concoctions. Baby John and Jade were created from the Nana/Grandpa slime. Baby Rose and Dave were created from the Mom/Bro slime. These 4 babies would also go back in time to become the 4 kids via meteors, in the sequence and on the dates listed above. All 8 babies would each ride their own meteors, launched from the Veil after Jack started the reckoning, and into the defense portals deployed by Skya to protect itself. The defense portals each lead to Earth, as Skya defends itself in a way by sacrificing Earth. While most meteors are sent to the time period when the kids begin the game, many led to a number of different time periods. Some 13 years prior to the game, used by the kids, some nearly a century prior, used by Nana and Grandpa, some millions of years ago, used eventually by the Frog Temple meteor, and some of the far future used by the exiles. Right. And all 8 of them would travel with an object or animal. John with his Sessaker book, which would become the much older looking family heirloom stored in that safe, with Nana Sprite's inscription to John on it. Rose with a dirty bunny Dave gave John for his birthday. Dave with a pony Maple Hoof. Jade with a neat repaired bunny Rose John got for his birthday, which Rose cherished since birth. Nana with Dad's dirty hat. Mom with Mutiny Meowgun. Grandpa with 2 flintlock pistols, which older Grandpa left behind for him in the lab, which would eventually both wind up in Jade's room. And Bro with Dream Call, which would later be fitted with a new personalized shirt and would become Real Call, the same doll that would haunt Dave's waking life and consequently his dreams. Não pode deixar os bebês surfarem em meteoros. Bom, eles acabaram surfando, né? Deixa eu tentar entender quem ficou com o que aqui, peraí. O John bebê foi junto com o manual do Sasakra, que daí virou aquele manual, aquele livro antigaço, quase virando pó já, que tem o textinho que a Nana Sprite escreveu pra ele, belezinha. A Rose bebê foi com o coelhinho sujo que o Dave deu pro John de aniversário, o coelhinho do filme do Conner. O Dave bebê foi com o pôneizinho e a Jade bebê foi com o coelhinho que a Rose reparou com lã. Ela costurou o coelhinho pro John. Entendi. Aí a avó do John, bebezinha, foi junto com o chapéu todo sujo do pai do John. A mãe da Rose foi com o gatinho mutante. O vô da Jade foi com 2 pistolas que o próprio avô dela, só que mais velho, deixou pra trás. Daí essas pistolas vão acabar indo pro quarto da Jade. E o bro bebê foi com o call dos sonhos, que acaba virando o call do mundo real, que vai acabar perseguindo o Dave nos sonhos dele. Caralho, velho. Que salada. Tem 2 coelhinhos em 2 momentos. Tem um coelhinho de presente que o Dave deu pro John e tem um coelhinho de presente reparado que a Rose deu pro John. Os 2 presentes do John não ficam com o John, ficam um com a bebê Rose e um com a bebê Jade. All of these babies and their items would automatically be transported to their own meteors at the onset of the reckoning. John made absolutely sure to give baby Rose and Jade their bunnies when he saw an opportunity to reenact a scene from one of his favorite movies, much to the dismay of a watching GC, or CG, carcinogeneticist, que é o Carcot. Imagina criar uma arma que cura em vez de machucar. Ué, tem personagem de Overwatch que é assim. While AR was in the Frog Temple lab, he would see more of young Nana and Grandpa's story. On 13th of April in 1910, exactly 99 years prior to John's birth, entre aspas, baby Nana's meteor destroyed a bakery owned by Betty Crocker. Nana was adopted by Crocker's husband, Colonel Sassacre, and taken to live in his mansion. 8 days later, Grandpa's meteor destroyed the doghouse belonging to Sassacre's dog, Haley. Haley was elsewhere and was unharmed. When Sassacre and Nana went to investigate the crater, Sassacre was shot and killed accidentally with one of Grandpa's pistols. Haley then showed up, who young Grandpa would tend to pronounce Harley due to his speech impediment, and would largely serve as their guardian for the next 13 years, with presumably some parental influence from the wicked Crocker. Então, eles foram criados por... O avô da Jade e a avó do John foram criados por um cachorro e a Betty Crocker. Ocasionalmente a Betty Crocker, mas o tempo todo por um cachorro. Ok. On his 13th birthday, Grandpa would run off with Harley to find adventure. Nana would stay behind, content with her Betterwitch, and master the art of baking as well as take up her deceased grandfather's tradition of pranksterism. Finos, senhores. Finos, senhores. Harley was locked onto by the Frog Temple's equipment. DD activated the device and produced a paradox clone of Harley combined with a controversial meow code to create Puppy Back. The spectacle terrified AR, leaving a major impression on him. He would recognize Beck's silhouette carved on WV's pumpkin years later. The pumpkin commanded his fear and caused him to surrender. Ah, agora tudo faz sentido. Meanwhile, the grown-up versions of Mom and Dad were on board a flying battleship belonging to Grandpa, who piloted it towards Kaya. Dad gave Mom her long-discarded scarf from the day he lost his mother and found his son. The two guardians traded gestures of affection. Jade remained asleep through it all, trying to stay on the moon as long as she could until she figured out how to wake John up. She talked about this with AT, Adios Toreador, who revealed he preferred his dream life on Prospect more than any aspect of the game, and regretted all the trolls' dream selves were now dead. Jade expressed surprise at the notion of dream self mortality. Meanwhile, toda vez que eu leio a palavra meanwhile, eu lembro de Hamilton. Porque quando eles vão falar meanwhile, eles sempre falam de um jeito cantadinho, bonitinho. Eu sempre lembro disso. After Jack used the full power of the ring to devastate the battlefield and the two armies, he turned his attention on Prospect, inflicting severe damage the same way. He then cut the chain connecting the moon to Prospect, sending the moon plummeting through the atmosphere of Skya and breaking up in the process. Dream John, still asleep, fell out of his tower and drifted down ahead of the falling moon. Dream Jade flew to intercept him and spent a moment attempting to wake him before the moon's collision was imminent. At the last minute, she flung Dream John out of the blast radius, but was not able to clear the blast herself. She died. The blast left a massive crater on the battlefield. This was the first thing Dream John saw when he woke up. Imagina você acordar pela primeira vez e a primeira coisa que você vê é destruição total. Eu queria visitar o universo que todos têm dedo de salsicha, deve ser interessante. Todo mundo se dá bem com o dedo dos pés, né? Esse filme é muito bom. The death of Dream Jade caused her Dreambot to malfunction and explode, destroying her room. Still asleep, Jade fell from her tower as Beck watched from a distance, and an enormous meteor loomed overhead. Elsewhere, on Dave's world Lowhack, Bro dueled with Jack briefly. It was a stalemate, until Bro plunged his sword into the large floating record platform they were fighting on. This released a mysterious energy from the cracks. Bro escaped. Fala, Rica Ghetto Setokun! Demoraste? Tudo bom? Como vai você? Tá tudo bem? Obrigada pelo abraço. Seja bem-vindo à live. Eu já acordo todo dia e vejo destruição total. É o meu quarto. Ei, arrume seu quarto, pô. Nem só de bagunça vive o ser humano. Arrume seu quarto. Campanha de conscientização. Ah, você tava sem net? Ah, de certo que foi uma chuva cabulosa, né, que tirou a sua net, então. Porque aqui, pelo menos, estava chovendo cabulosamente antes da live começar. Rose completed her final game FAQs walkthrough entry and used magic to seal it in a server in the furthest ring to be accessed by players in worlds beyond their own. She had destroyed her first gate on a whim and resolved to search for answers to remedy the hopelessness of their doomed session. Meanwhile, Dave entered his first gate, riding into it with his awesome skateboard, Unreal Air. Então, aquela hora do vídeo que eu tava narrando as coisas, eu narrei uma coisa errada. Eu achei que a Rose entrava no portal dela, porque eu vi o Dave entrando no portal dele, mas ela não. Acontece que ela destruiu o portal dela, uma coisa que ela não poderia ter feito. E daí, como ela fez isso, ela que tava fazendo o walkthrough todo certinho até então, ela só falou tipo, porra, fudeu. Já fiz uma coisa errada aqui que não tem volta, então eu vou só ver como é que vai ser meu caminho daqui pra frente. Ainda mais que os trolls já estavam dizendo desde o início que a sessão das crianças já era fodida desde o início. E aí esse foi o momento que fudeu tudo, porque o Jack no ar aconteceu. Esse puto. Garoto. Você está bem? Que ótimo. Eu estou bem também, obrigado por perguntar. Espero que os outros garotos estejam bens também. Estejam bens. The four exiles arrived on Earth years after its apocalypse, but years before they found their respective command stations. WV wrapped himself in John's dream blanket, which became dirty and unrecognizable over time. He found it along with a Jack-like doll on the battlefield, which formerly sat in Dream John's bedroom, haunting his dreams. WV ripped it apart. PM wrapped herself in a Prospect banner, which too faded in time. AR wrapped himself in caution tape, using his own supply as well as some fresh rolls he was lucky enough to discover near the ruined frog temple in one of Grandpa's old crates. This was after he escaped that same temple in the Median and found the meteor lab in which John slept. The meteor then took off for Skya via the reckoning. AR taped John on the rocket board and cast him off before the meteor went through a portal. Thus, AR became exiled. WQ exiled herself with an entourage on a royal cruiser and landed on Earth. She departed on a solo quest, leaving her people to their own devices. She discovered her command station, a large egg, broken in 2 pieces, in the 2 large craters made by Dave's split meteor. She used the key to repair the egg station and teleported to the present location of the exiles, the frog ruins at night, 413 years after the apocalypse of Earth. Tá melhorando da sua gripe? Melhoras! Mais melhoras para você sarar mais rápido. Haha. Hoje dei minha primeira palestra pro ensino médio. Nunca fui tão ignorado. Ah, isso acontece. Mas parabéns pela sua palestra. Foi legal? Você tava nervoso? Voltei pra escola pra fazer uma feira pros moleques. Hoje a galera nova não quer mais nada com nada, triste. Pois é, mas foi um trabalho bem feito. Os 4 que ouviram foram marcantes. É assim mesmo. Quando eu tava na faculdade, eu tive que dar aula pra ensino fundamental e médio. E no ensino fundamental, eles eram todos muito... Eles estavam prestando bastante atenção no que eu tava falando. Porque eu tive que dar uma aula, né? Porque eu fiz licenciatura. Só que o povo do ensino médio, parecia que eles queriam saber mais do que eu, sabe? Eu senti essa vibe. E eles não estavam muito interessados em aprender, não. Eles estavam mais interessados em provar que eles eram bonzões. On the battlefield, Dream John found Dream Jade's body. He was sad and confused, and took her ring as a keepsake. Later, Grandpa would land his ship on the battlefield, find and recover her body, and use it to create a stuffed trophy as a memorial. As per the proud family tradition, he would depart in his ship and leave Mom and Dad behind. John saw a vision in a cloud directing him where to go. Opa, tô recebendo uma ligação aqui. Ah, mas eu não conheço esse número. E ele é um número estranho, eu não vou atender isso não. Ah, peraí. Nossa, isso é importante. Vou ver isso daqui a pouco, então. O meu irmão no ensino médio era assim mesmo. Se achava tanto que mal ia pra escola porque acreditava que aprendia mais estudando em casa. No meu tempo de escola, as garotas do grupo inteligente gostavam de mostrar conhecimento que o professor literalmente... Quando as pessoas estão mais adolescentinhas, elas são mais petulantes mesmo, isso é normal. É da idade. John saw a vision in a cloud directing him where to go. It was a castle where he would rendezvous with PM. PM, after beheading HB, used his radio to summon Jack. He came, and she traded the 2 white crowns for the green box, Jade's present to John. He appeared pleased to uphold the bargain, either out of the misunderstanding that he was still under control of its contents, or out of respect for PM tenacity and brutality in pursuing the prize. Only he knows. Ou seja, Jack Noir faz as coisas e a gente não fica sabendo o motivo de por que ele fez as coisas. Ele só fez e o resto é mistério. Ele faz o que ele quer e pronto. Eu não tenho essa referência, eu era pet de professor durante toda a minha vida escolar. Eu só queria dormir no meio das aulas pra ser acordado com um adolescente discutindo, que isso? Ah, eu desenhava muito durante as aulas, gente, eu era esse tipo de aluna. Eu prestava atenção, mas eu também desenhava, então eu meio que não prestava atenção. Mas deu tudo certo no final. PM delivered the package to John and then left, not thrilled by the trials caused by its recovery. John opened it to find letters from Jade and her pen pal, who helped her make the present for him over several years. The gift was the pen pal's idea, and he himself was coerced into the plan by someone else. Então, esse pen pal da Jade ainda é um mistério. Eu achava que era o avô da Jade, mas não. Pen pal é parceiro de carta, é uma pessoa com quem você troca correspondência. Hoje em dia dá para traduzir isso como web amigo. The box contained a modified version of the stuffed bunny John had received for his birthday twice already. It was the same knit repaired bunny John sent back in time with baby Jade, and she presumably kept it as a cherished childhood toy ever since. It was now upgraded with mechanical parts, fully mobile and autonomous. It was also included with 4 powerful weapons: the Royal Derringer broken sword, the quills of Equidna wands, Ahab's crosshairs rifle, and the Warhammer of Zilihu hammer. Each was shrunken down to be bunny-sized. Então tem basicamente as armas das 4 crianças. O martelo, que é o tipo de arma do John, rifle, que é o tipo de arma da Jade, espada, que é o tipo de arma do Dave, e varinhas, que são o tipo de arma da Rose. Não responder a chamada por um tempo porque eu tava dormindo. Putz, Ono, meu Deus, cara. As John mourned Jade's death over her letter, he was interrupted by Jack's sword. Jack was after the ring, but the heavily armed mechanical bunny intervened, recognizing John as its new master. Jack, knowing the danger of the toy, was forced to retreat. Finally, a cloud showed John that he was what he was supposed to do with the ring. It was held by a mysterious black hand. In the far future, on Earth, the exiles gathered around Exile Town. WQ asked WV for something. WV revealed he had been storing the complete quad prototyped ring in the sleeve of his trusty knife. It had been there all along, much to Serenity's surprise. And then I started working on Act 5. Esse post foi feito 12 anos atrás, em 2010. Aí tu tinha que ter aquele parça que respondia por ti, né? Ono do Antigo Testamento. Ai, porra. Referenciar a si mesmo como fulano do Antigo Testamento é uma boa. Zizibs do Antigo Testamento. Foda. Vocês são foda, viu? Ato 5. Gente, o ato 5 é onde a gente conhece mais de perto os trolls. Agora, meus amigos e minhas amigas, agora o bicho pega. O ato 5, ele é tido pelo fandom de Homestuck, tipo, é um conhecimento, é um senso comum que muitas pessoas gostam muito de Homestuck por causa do ato 5. Porque introduz os trolls e daí tem muitas shenanigans e tudo mais. É como se fosse a 5ª temporada de Doctor Who. A 5ª e a 6ª é o ponto alto da história. É quando realmente a história ficou bem popular, é o ato 5. Tanto que as pessoas tinham muita dificuldade para começar Homestuck e pra continuar Homestuck, porque, tipo, o objetivo delas era gostar de Homestuck, ou seja, chegar no ato 5. Mas pra chegar no ato 5, a gente tinha que passar por tudo isso que a gente passou junto até agora, sabe? E não é fácil. Vocês estão de prova que não é fácil essa experiência que a gente tá tendo. Shenanigans é bobagens, tipo, coisa, stuff, sabe, bobeiragens, coisas assim. Eu não sei nem te dizer de tão paranauê, os iriguduns da vida, os paranauê. Cara, eu me sinto bem por vocês estarem aqui comigo tendo essa experiência. E vocês estão gostando? Eu acho que vocês estão, pelo menos. Tá tendo um papo bom aí no chat e tal. Depois o pessoal do YouTube também, se gostar, coloca nos comentários alguma coisa falando se você tá entendendo a história até então ou não. Sei lá, né? Vai que. É agora que a história fica mais pica de assistir. Ai, meu Deus. É agora que vai ter muita coisa mesmo pra ser entendida. E é por isso mesmo que, pra questão de organização, eu vou ficando por aqui hoje. Eu sei que essa live ela tá sendo mais curta do que as outras, mas se vocês pararem pra pensar, teve live aí que eu fiquei um tempão, né? Então esse daqui é meio que a live de descanso, né? 4 bebês do apocalipse, onde mais eu veria isso? Tá aí, essa é uma boa questão. Então o ato 5, ele vai ficar pra semana que vem, pra próxima live que eu fizer, tá bom? Acabou de começar. Não, meu filho, eu fiquei lendo. Isso sim é troll. Ah, desculpa, Rica, como é que eu ia saber que você ia chegar só depois? Eu não tô colocando no hype, não, eu tô tentando explicar do ponto de vista de alguém que não pegou a fase de hype, eu peguei depois. Porque se vocês se lembram bem, ó, tá escrito aqui. Esse post aqui é do dia 12 de junho de 2010. Eu não tava lendo Homestuck em 2010, eu tava lendo Homestuck acho que em 2012. Eu fui ler Homestuck, como eu já disse, tentei ler várias e várias vezes, tentei começar, e eu não conseguia, eu não aguentava, eu achava um saco. Eu tive que persistir muito. 2010 eu nem sabia o que era inglês. 2010 eu sabia o que era inglês, mas eu não ligava. Eu escrevia tudo errado gramaticalmente porque eu não estava nem aí. Eu estava pouco me lascando para inglês. Sabe? Porque eu estava no final do meu ensino médio. Então, tem isso. Sabe o que é também? Eu tô pra ir jantar, porque eu estou com fome. Então, tem isso também. Jantar é bom. Certo. E eu vou ter que resolver um paranauê aqui de trabalho também, então eu vou até aproveitar, se vocês me permitem. Mas olha só, muito obrigada pela paciência, pela companhia de todos vocês. Essa live aqui, ela foi o quê? Ela foi meia hora pra terminar o ato 4 e o resto dela foi basicamente eu lendo o recap do ato 4, do que aconteceu ali, né? Resolveram uns shenanigans de trabalho. Pois é. Um omelete de ovo, não é mesmo? Pior que eu estou com vontade de fazer omelete de ovo ainda por cima. Você acredita? Então eu acho melhor eu terminar a live, resolver os meus paranauê, meus shenanigans. E a gente se vê na próxima, tá, pessoal? Muito obrigada pela presença de todos vocês. Valeu aí pelo carinho de sempre. Espero que fique tudo bem com vocês. Boa janta pra quem for jantar também. Boa noite. Até a próxima. E é isso aí. Bons sonhos. E até o ato 5, pessoal. Obrigada pelo carinho de sempre. Eu vou indo nessa então, tá? Tchauzinho pra vocês, gente. Bye, bye. Qualquer coisa, se quiserem continuar a conversa, tem lá o Discord, viu? É nóis. Tchau, tchau. Ato 5, em breve.